Hello YouTube, this is JP963 here. Hello, today I'd like to do a video to enter into East Coast Preppers 100 subs contest and giveaway. And basically the video was about what type of skills can you offer a community, you know, in a situation like an economic collapse. I've got a wide variety of skills. I've been mechanicking off and on for probably the past 12-13 years. I try to view things, you know, for what they can be used for and not necessarily their intended purpose. So I'm just gonna go over a few things and show y'all a few things that I've put together and some ideas that I have for uses for just everyday, you know, just garbage. First off, this saw blade right here, it's broke. I salvaged this. I was cleaning up some scrap metal, and I salvaged this, and it was all rusted, and I was gonna haul away some garbage, and a friend of mine was just gonna throw this out, so I kept it. And my idea for this will be a future tool. Is I have a couple of these type of saws. These are for a miter box, and I don't need 3 or 4 of these, so I'm gonna take the handle off of this, and I'm going to mount it right there on the end. I may end up having to re-drill some holes, but this is just a future tool, a future project that I'll be working on. I'm not sure when I'll get time to be able to finish this, but this is just one item here that was salvaged, and in my opinion it can be reused again. And another item that I thought was a pretty good score that I found, it was garbage, it was junk, it's thrown out. This right here was from a industrial bandsaw, and like I said, in a situation where you just can't go out and buy things, you know, a lot of people are going to have to learn to improvise and build things for themselves, and, you know, whatever you can run across, you know. I think people are gonna soon realize, you know, that hey, that they're just not gonna be able to run down to the store and pick up a replacement blade. So I salvaged this with the intent in mind. Some of my bow saws or crosscut saws, whatever you want to call it, should I ever have a problem with my blades breaking, I think this right here would be great. I can take and cut it off, unravel it and cut it off to length, and take and drill holes on the very end to where they'll fit my crosscut saw. And like I said, this was just thrown out. I've actually got a couple coils of this, so I can make my own blades for my crosscut saws or my bow saws. So I thought that was a pretty good score. Most people would view it as junk, but in my opinion it's just salvageable parts. And another example is this right here. I didn't have a drop light. Like I said, I work on cars quite a bit. I didn't have a drop light, so I didn't see the sense in going out and buying a drop light when I know I can make one and save myself the money. The base of this is just a few boards I threw together, and you might laugh on this one, but this pipe is actually an old artificial Christmas tree. So I salvaged the pieces out of this, and for the light I used just a regular outside floodlight, and the head on this swivels, not only that, on this light, if I'm working outside in the dirt, I can take and stake this into the ground and aim this any direction I need to. And also, if you'll notice, it is about 4 foot tall, but with this being part of a Christmas tree, the you can take this off for different applications, and put your light down there for like, say if you're working around around breaks or something like that and you need a light, you know about head height, to give you good lighting. So this right here is pretty versatile. It's multi-purpose. It's adjustable. It's just something I threw together out of scraps that I had around the house, and I've had it for years now, and it's been very handy. And this right here, I bought a Dutch oven, and I wanted to use it for camping. And for camping, I believe the best use, as opposed to just putting it in the coals, is to have some sort of tripod to hang it on. Well, I don't have the money to buy a tripod, so I gathered up a bunch of odds and ends scrap metal pieces I had around the house, and I built me a homemade tripod for my Dutch oven. This is for cooking when I'm camping, or in a shit hit the fan type scenario. And I'll pause this video and I'll set this thing up, and I'll hang the Dutch oven, and I'll show y'all how this works. This is my Dutch oven tripod that I built in use. Like I said, in an economic collapse type situation, you're going to need different types of people, that have different skills, for everybody to be able to survive. And I think my type of skills comes in handy, because I'm pretty good at taking just junk or scraps or whatever I can find, and just throwing something together and building a useful tool out of it. And in this case, before anybody passes judgment and I get some good close-ups, I can weld better than this, but I made this the day before we went camping, and I needed it the next day, so I just basically threw it together. And I'll show you how this works. This is adjustable, so you can adjust the height on this to suit your needs. If you'll notice, let's see here, this was some sort of tripod jack, some type of old-timey tripod jack, and it was broke, so I did a little engineering and made it into a tripod for my Dutch oven. Is this hook right here. This was actually a dog collar, and I've got it hooked up to a link right here. And yes, like I said, the welding's not the best, but it's good enough to hold, and that's all that mattered. I needed it for the next day. And let's see. And as you can see, for the legs, it had some sort of platform legs on here, and it would have been way too short. So I found these pieces of metal rods. They were scrap, and I cut them to length, and then I just put a couple tack welds, spot welds, all the way up. I doubled them, that way they would be a lot more sturdy. And I left the ends just the way they were. I didn't put nothing down, no platform or nothing, because it seems to me that this works good when you're out in the woods, because the ends sink down into the earth, and when you put the weight of the Dutch oven on it, it pulls down in the middle, and it gets a good bite, and it makes the tripod a lot more stable. Basically, how this works is you can take this hook and run underneath this wire, and you can pull it up, and you can hook it anywhere in these lengths that you want, all the way up to the top, or let the Dutch oven hang on the tripod, you know, whatever height you need. Okay, basically what I did was I just pulled it up and I hooked it back into the lengths. Like I said, just a regular dog collar, chain choker collar, and this part right top piece was the jack, the old jack, and some scrap metal rods for the legs. And like I said, it's everything I used on this. It was free. It was scrap, junk, and in a matter of an hour's time I turned it into a useful working tool, and we've used it a few times cooking when we've been camping, and this thing works great. This would be so much better if this was sitting over a fire right now and I was in the middle of nowhere next to a river or creek with a nice big stew cooking. That'd be great. But anyways, these are the types of skills that I could bring to a community in a economic collapse type situation. I've always been good at making something out of nothing. Like I said, I don't hardly throw anything away. I save all kinds of scraps from everything, and people look at me kind of funny, and why are you saving that junk? Well, to me it's not junk, it's salvageable parts. And if something bad really does happen, a lot more people are gonna be a lot more conservative. They'll be saving things also, because you won't be able to go to a store to just pick something up. You're gonna have to make do with what you got, and that's a pretty good skill that I have, and it's helped me out my whole life. So, thank you for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed my little trinkets here and some of my ideas. I'd just like to remind everybody to cherish your friends and your family, because what you have today might not be here tomorrow. Y'all take care, be safe, and God bless. Thanks for watching.